What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? It is time once more for the weekly show. I believe this is episode 146. As you can see at the top, this is going to be a kind of a short week. Not a lot of, not a lot of news. Not sure if that's just because this was a slow news week, or I had a really kind of crazy end of the week this week, or I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of the two. And I'm also getting to this show late. I had some power outages at my apartment complex. It's been raining all day. You know, I hate this kind of weather. You know, I mean, it makes me congested, makes my head hurt, and it's all around not a fun time. But either way, you're not here to listen to me talk about my problems. If you're new to this program, basically what we do, we sit here, we bring up articles, sometimes videos of gaming news from around the web. We sit here, we read articles. I give my opinions on stuff. A lot of what we're going to be talking about today, the opinion section is probably going to be pretty light. This is going to be mostly informative and just, you know, some gentle conversation. And, you know, you guys get to hang out and listen to my bubbly personality. If you'd actually, describe my personality as bubbly. Down in the description will be links to every article we talk about, along with a timestamp of when each article is talked about. So I think that about does it for all the pre-show stuff. Getting into the actual news, we're going to kick things off with something I saw earlier this week. It's kind of why I haven't really gotten back into Anthem recently, is because I've been hearing rumors, or I think it was a Kotaku article that Samori Roden sent me that said that people playing Anthem were finding that their PS4s were bricking. And I'm sitting here going, while I usually don't put I'm not saying I don't put the stock in rumors. When I hear, hey, you might brick your console, I'm a little wary to go back and play it. But we have an article here on Engadget by Richard Lawler. Anthem Patch to fix balance problems arrives Sunday. Or fix crash balance problems. Article reads, Anthem has a launch troubled by various glitches, but its developers announced a patch that will deal with crashes and balance issues, among many other things, is going out between 8 and 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday morning, so it's already been done and it's out. As it attempts to compete in the loot shooter category, not how I describe the genre, but okay. Destiny 2 is updating with new tweaks for its second season, and The Division 2 is close to release. I'm actually really excited after the beta, increasing the pressure to get things running smoothly and hang on to whatever player base it has. See, again, this is something I talked about last week. This is the massive issue with this genre. Loot shooters, games as service, whatever the hell you want to call these. This is the problem. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here because I talked about this last week. But you run into the same problem that MMOs have. And that is that there is a finite number, not necessarily a finite number of players, but players have a finite number of time. They're not going to play a Division 2, an Anthem, a Destiny, and all of these games where it's actually, for the game to really be good and to keep up, people have to log in day after day after day after day after day. It's like an MMO. There have to be people on the servers, and it needs concurrent logins. But the problem is, one person, unlike if I'm going to launch The Witcher, you know, I know some people who sit and they play one game at a time. And then there are people like me who I'll play 5 or 6 games at a time. Personally, like I'll play a few hours of this and then I get bored, or I'll play a few hours of this and then maybe some nights I'll marathon something else. But with a story single player experience, that's a whole hell of a lot easier to sit and focus in on one title or 5 or 6 titles, or you know what I mean. It's a lot easier to do that than, okay, I'm gonna have to play Anthem, the Division 2, Destiny, and all this, and keep up with their varying ecosystems of players. The hours that I have to play to complete challenges and all this. It's usually this type of game, players stick to 1, maybe 2. So I honestly, I said this after the Division 2 beta. I think the Division 2 has a chance to do it, because I think the Division 2 actually has something for single player, people like me who are more single player focused. The world was really cool and really fun to explore. I like the story. I like the gameplay. There's a bit of a sound glitch, but all in all, I mean, The Division 2 was a lot of fun. Excuse me, it was a lot of fun to play. And honestly, I think if Ubisoft really backs The Division 2, which is what I think they're going to do based on everything that we've seen, I think when we first saw The Division 2, they actually kind of laid out their plan. Like, they have a lot of free and paid DLC already planned. So I'm pretty sure The Division 2 is going to really be run well through Ubisoft, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. But again, I'm getting off of Anthem and kind of the point of this article. But just kind of to finish my point, this is honestly, I was thinking that Anthem had a chance when I first started playing it to hang on to this player base, but now that I have gotten further in, I really like it. I stand by it. Anthem is a single player game that was pushed by, and my guess is, I have no confirmation of this, I have no, so again, this is all opinion when I say this, I want that stated. I feel like this was BioWare's like, hey, we got this really cool idea of these people in mech suits and this this really cool destroyed, and not destroyed world, but you know what I'm getting at, if you've seen any of the Anthem gameplay I put out. Excuse me, jeez, like I said, this weather really messes with my lungs. Okay, I think I'm done. What was I talking about? With Anthem, right? They have this really cool world, a really cool concept, really good gameplay in all honesty. But then EA's like, hey, can we make this this sort of loot shooter, game as service, whatever the hell you want to call it? And then when you really get into Anthem, in my opinion, the game's barren. There's nothing to do as far other than do missions. And even then, it still feels like, with the way the game's set up, like I should be going and picking out like a list of contracts on a board and, doing stuff like that. But that's not in this game. Then you throw in all the loot, not loot, you throw in all the load screens and everything. And really, Anthem gets really bogged down despite how fun it is. I will give that the game is fun and the game is good. And honestly, the story's interesting. It's just, there's a lot around it that I think drags that game down. But either way, I got off the point of this article. Let's keep going with the art. Sorry, little tangent. Have to pad the show's runtime. The list of fixes and tweaks is far too long to list fully, but check the Reddit post for all the details. The crash issues on PS4 should be among those addressed, as head of live service Chad Robertson noted a few days ago that it had identified causes for the power down crash some had experienced, and after checking, had not found evidence the game caused consoles to, quote, brick. Let's see here. We'll read the original tweet and then the update. After thorough review, we have not encountered an instance where Anthem has, quote, bricked a PS4 console. If you are experiencing anything different, please reach out to @EA Help so we can track the incident and investigate. Thanks for your patience. From what I remember, the issue was that the game... I'm trying to remember exactly what it was causing. Supposedly, from what I was reading, it would cause the PS4's fan to basically go into, overdrive, and the fan would suck up so much power and burn something out on the console. At least that's what I think the issue was. Let's see here. Update, also by Chad Robertson. We've identified several causes for the temp power down crash some PS4 users experienced. Fixes for the top issues are in patch next week. If you encounter a game crash where your PS4 console won't respond, you can manually power down and restart it. No risk of damage. There we go. So there's that article. So it looks like you can, if you were like me and heard the rumors, we're just kind of like, I might want to hold off for a little bit. You can pick up Anthem and keep playing it. Okay, give me a quick second. I'm gonna grab a water or something, so I can hopefully stop coughing in your guys' ears. All right, keeping on the BioWare route of things. I see how I transition. It's awful. Moving on, ex-BioWare veteran Aaryn Flynn heads new gaming studio at Improbable. Article Imran Khan of Game Informer. Article reads, Improbable, the tech company behind the engine like Spatial OS, has announced that they will be getting into game development with the founding of 2 new studios. Moreover, one of those studios is headed by 17-year-old BioWare veteran Aaryn Flynn. 17-year, god damn it. I was immediately thinking, like, what the hell? Was that kid working at BioWare when he was 12? God damn, 17-year BioWare veteran Aaryn Flynn. There we go. That sounds more like it. Indicating that Improbable is looking to make big moves in game development space. Flynn was the former general manager of BioWare during the studio's biggest years of output and expansion, including overseeing games like Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic. Yes, Knights of the Old Republic, the good one, not Old Republic, the MMO. Dragon Age and more. Flynn left in 2017, handing the reins to Casey Hudson. Flynn confirmed on his Twitter today that the Edmonton studio, which he oversees, is already working on a game. John Wazlowski, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, whose resume includes Call of Duty, DICE, and Fortnite, is heading to the London studio, which makes up for the other half of Improbable's game development force. The news comes not that long after Improbable had a very public fight with the Unity Technologies over what Unity called misuse of their engine, resulting in both companies accusing each other of lying. The same day, Improbable teamed up with Epic to offer money to developers who switched from Unity to Unreal 4, and a deal that Epic CEO Tim Sweeney admitted was conceived and executed within hours. It is unknown if Improbable's sudden leap into game development is related to their spat with Unity or the fund Epic set up. All in all, don't know what to expect out of this. I mean, everyone's a little different in this industry. Just because this guy was with BioWare doesn't mean we're going to see BioWare-like games. I mean, it's possible, and in all honesty, with the direction that BioWare has gone, nothing. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to knock Anthem. I actually enjoy the game, but all in all, it's not. It doesn't feel like a BioWare game to me. It's not BioWare. In all honesty, Mass Effect Andromeda didn't feel like a BioWare game to me. I think the last true BioWare game was. I'm sure people are going to argue with me because I always bring this up. I really liked Dragon Age Inquisition. I really liked it, and I really have high hopes for the next Dragon Age game. For what would be Dragon Age 4? I think that's what it would be. But I loved Inquisition. I thought that game was super fun. In all honesty, I like Dragon Age 2 as well, but that's more of a contentious opinion than even liking Dragon Age Inquisition. But like I said, I think Mass Effect Andromeda didn't really even feel like a BioWare game, and that makes me really sad, because like I said, I really like BioWare as a studio, and I really wish we could see them kind of go back to the days of old, but I think while they're connected to EA, it's probably not going to happen. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe Improbable will be a BioWare sort of RPG kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Like I said, this is all speculation. I mean, not that he's taking over this studio at Improbable. What I'm saying is what they're going to do. This is complete guesswork. But like I said, hopefully we're going to see some more BioWare-esque projects. So, seeing that I was kind of ripping into EA there, apparently we got some news for EA for this year's E3. And E3, I keep saying this, keeps getting more and more sparse, in my opinion. Let's see here. EA Play event preceding E3 once again this year, skipping press conference. Article Surreal Vasquez of Game Informer. Article reading, a super short one. EA is having its big pre-E3 event, EA Play, this year, and it's going all the features you've come to expect from it, except for the company's annual press conference. The event, which takes place June 7th to 9th, is just a few days before E3 kicks off. June 11th begins its first day with a few live streams featuring gameplay and insights from the teams behind some of EA's biggest titles. The last 2 days will feature players attending the event, getting hands-on with EA games, as well as streams from select content creators. According to the company, there will be exclusive gameplay reveals, developer talks, and breaking news. Tickets will be on sale next month. See, and this kind of goes to a larger thing that I've been talking about, that E3 this year, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I don't know if honestly, E3 is just going to start. I don't want to say E3 is going to die. I mean, I was reading an article, I think it was Sean Layden of PlayStation, who gave an interview for this, or, it was based off something he said, and he said that really the times of big trade conferences like E3 are dying. And again, it makes me so sad, because as a fan, from an industry perspective, I can kind of understand why they're saying that, because E3, let's be honest, while as fans we love E3, E3 is more for buyers for GameStop or for but you know what I'm getting at. It's more for retail purposes. It's to build hype and for buyers and everything like that. It's an industry conference. I think as the years have gone by and as we've switched to digital, I think it's more been about the fans, and it's more been about people sitting and watching the press conferences and loving all this stuff. It's just sad to see E3 this year, which I think is going to be kind of bland. I mean, we know that Xbox is going to have a conference. Somebody told me on Twitter that Nintendo is going to have a conference, which just I've not seen anything from that, but I've never seen Nintendo at E3. I mean, maybe I've seen them at Ubisoft. Ubisoft's going to have a conference. But all in all, it's just a lot of the stuff I'm not super excited for. I mean, Ubisoft, I love Ubisoft every year, but but I can almost guess what Ubisoft's conference is going to be. It's going to be maybe a look at a new Assassin's Creed, but it's not going to come out this year because we've been told that there's not going to be a new Assassin's Creed this year. So maybe not even that. So it's probably going to be Skull and Bones, the Division 2 stuff, Beyond Good and Evil 2, obviously Just Dance, we're going to see that thing, Trials. I really can't think of much else that we're going to see at E3 from Ubisoft. I think this year's Ubisoft is going to be kind of thin. I have very little hope in what Xbox is going to bring out. In all honesty, we know CD Projekt Red's going to be there with Cyberpunk 2077, which I still stand by it. If they're going to show it to us at E3, Cyberpunk is coming out within a year of this year's E3, in my opinion. And seeing that it was, we've seen Cyberpunk at Xbox, at the Xbox conference like last year, and all that, I assume it's going to be a part of the Xbox conference. But yeah, it's sorry, I'm getting distracted. But yeah, all in all, I think this year's E3 is just gonna be kind of bland. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be entirely wrong. My predictions have been way wrong in the past, so it's possible. But I don't know. To me, I'm not seeing a lot of promising stuff coming up. This is been kind of interesting. Apparently, the Division 2's Day 1 patch is 90 gigabytes for physical edition owners and around 50 gigabytes on Xbox One. See, this is super odd to me. I mean, look, I'm going to get digital. I've said this before. I love owning a physical copy of games. And I'll especially go physical copies nowadays if, like, the Steelbook is going to be really cool. Persona 5 and Catherine, I want to get the Steelbook for. Or with Red Dead Redemption 2, where I got the physical because actually it held less space on your console as a physical game than it did as a digital download, which is still really odd. But or not odd, but that game was massive even with a disc. But the fact that this one's going to require this massive patch for physical edition is really odd to me. But article Matt Wales of Eurogamer. Ubisoft's online shooter sequel to the Division 2 is mere days away from its March 15th launch now, but PS4 owners might want to prepare themselves for a bit of an extended wait before play can commence. The game's Day 1 patch or Day 1 update on PS4 will weigh in at a mammoth 90 gigabytes. That's according to the new official support page as spotted by Game Informer, in which Ubisoft warns PS4 players who've opted to purchase the Division 2's physical edition that they should expect an 88 to 92 gigabyte download on launch day. And I quote, "If you purchase a physical copy of the game, begin installing the disc," it explains, "provided you are online, your console will simultaneously download Title Update 1 while you install it," end quote. Ubisoft also notes that the final HDD install size on PS4 will be between 88 and 92 gigabytes for both the digital and disc versions. In other words, it sounds like the physical owners are essentially being asked to download the entire game from scratch when release date comes. It's kind of funny. The Division 2 will be releasing on PC, Xbox One, and PS4 alongside a Title Update 1 patch. This patch includes various bug fixes and improvements for the game. Xbox One PC, if you purchase a physical copy of the game, begin installing the game, you will be prompted to install Title Update 1. Expect 48, including this, will be 48 and 52 gigabytes. If purchase a physical copy of the game, begin installing from the disc, provided you are online, the console, blah, 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 blah. Expect 88 to 92, depending on your region and preferred language. Whether installed from a disc or download digitally, the final HDD install will be between 88 and 92 gigabytes. Jeez. That's just a big big file size. There we go. It's obviously a whopper of a download. Even Call of Duty Black Ops 4's 50 gigabyte launch day patch, one of the larger in recent memory, looks positively dainty in comparison, although it's not entirely clear why. According to Ubisoft's same support page, Xbox One PC players should expect a 48 to 52 download on launch day, meaning that PS4 update is for some reason almost twice the size of other versions. All of which is to say you probably shouldn't bank on playing The Division 2 soon after launch if you've plumped for the physical release, regardless of platform, and if you're on PlayStation 4, you have plenty of time to, say, read a book or learn a language or transcend the entirety of another plane. It appears that there are some inconsistencies regarding day one download size according to Ubisoft's support page. This one, for instance, claims PS4 owners with physical copies of The Division will require a 48 to 52 download in order to play at launch, which is still a significant undertaking. Mind, the final install size tallies with the support page listed, however, weighing in at 90 to 100 gigabytes. I'll try and get some clarity on the matter from Ubisoft. All in all, really glad I have I think like a 4-5 terabyte external hard drive on my PS4. All in all, I'm really glad I have that, because downloading this would be a gigantic pain in the ass. All in all, not much I really have to say about this one. I think the article kind of speaks for itself. Watch out if you're, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say get the game early, because you can get it, I think game comes out on the 15th, so you can get it on the 12th. Because if you pre-order the Ultimate or Gold Edition, you can get the game 3 days early. That's probably what I'm going to do, because it looks like I have the finances to take care of it. But man, I still can't believe it. I mean, even if it's a 50-some gigabyte update, that's massive. Jeez. All right, moving on to our final article. Again, kind of like the last one, I really don't have much to say other than I want it now. Days Gone has gone gold. Article of Jonathan Dornbush, IGN. Bend Studios has announced that its upcoming PS4 exclusive Days Gone has gone gold almost 2 months ahead of its April release date. Announced via Twitter, development studio Bend confirmed Days Gone gold status in a celebrity tweet and a celebratory tweet. God damn it. And accompanying photo. Our team has done it. Hashtag Days Gone has gone gold. It's been quite the ride, and we can't wait for all of you to experience our game on April 26th. Of course, there's all that snow. I believe, again, I put this on Twitter, and I said, but I want it now. Which I do. I really do want this game now. I wanted this game 2 years ago when we first saw it. I was sitting there just salivating at my computer watching E3. Going gold means principal development on the game has been completed for discs to be sent out to manufacturing. PlayStation and Bend Studio first announced Days Gone in E3 2016. Jeez, it's hard to believe that game's been in development that long, or it's been on our eye for that long. Where we first learned about the environment of Days Gone, how protagonist Deacon St. John, still a weird name, it's like that Charlie St. Cloud movie it's what it always makes me think of, would interact with it while taking on the main enemies of the Freakers. There's some pictures of Days Gone. Originally intended for a 2018 release, soon delayed Days Gone to 2019, later receiving a February 22nd release date before seeing a small delay to its current release of April 26th. Most recently, we went hands-on for 5 hours Days Gone open world, and were impressed by what we've played. But be sure to check out all that stuff. Stay tuned, IGN, blah, 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 blah. All in all, I'm really excited for Days Gone. I've loved what we've seen out of the... I've really loved what we've seen out of what's been released. The last trailer was cool and all, the whole Deacon and whatever her name is wedding. I want to say Sarah, but I could be wrong on that. We saw Deacon's wedding. It's just, I love post-apocalyptic zombie games. Honestly, I love post-apocalyptic games, full stop. I know some people... they're kind of, we've had so many of them, we're tired of them, blah, blah, blah. I know so many people who have just kind of gone, look, we've played so many zombie games like this, here's just another open world zombie game. But again, I can play them all day, all night, love them, and I love the biker angle that they're going with this, the upgradable, customizable bike, how the world changes depending on what time of day, the weather that you're going through, that you're seeing things, the freakers, there's upgradable communities, and how you spend time with them, and there's going to be so much with Days Gone. I'm really excited to get my hands on it. come April. I've been really just, if you've been watching the channel long enough, you know that I've been sitting here just drooling over the game for a long time. But, alright guys, well there's the show this week. Like I said, it was going to be a pretty short one. We didn't really have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. What's this? Is this the... Ooh! Check this game out if you haven't. I usually don't do this. I'm actually kind of glad for once that my ads aren't up. I'm actually thinking about picking this up. It's a real... I've been watching this on Christopher Odd's channel. Again, it's a finance issue, and also I've never heard of the game until I recently saw it. A really, really cool title. Go check it out if you haven't. It's The Occupation. I really have been enjoying watching it on YouTube, and like I said, want to kind of pick it up. It's just a money thing right now. Sorry, got distracted. Like I said, this was going to be a short news video, but thanks for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more next time. We'll be back next week with more news, and thanks for watching. But until then, my name's AJ Gels, the Untitled Game channel. I'm out.